Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Dewana Tony. I'm the Senior Program Coordinator over in CPS for Public Service Internships. I will let you know that this session is being recorded. That's because they may want to use some of the information that I give out in the department, and we can keep record of some of the questions that our students may have so that we can be able to better serve you all. I have a brief presentation. What I'll do is I'll share my screen. If you have any questions, you can just either hold them till the end or put them in the chat box and I will address them the best way that I can. Good with everyone? All right, let's see if I can get my screen shared. This will be the one. Yes. So, there it goes. All right, can everyone see the screen? All right. So today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the CPS Internship Program. I aim to make it a very quick presentation because I don't want to bog you down with a lot of information or take up all of your time. Some of the things that we will cover is we'll talk about the public service graduation requirements, give you an overview of the program. We are still within COVID-19 regulations, so I'll give you a few things about the impact COVID-19 have had on the program. Talk about our participating departments, how can you find an internship, and then I'll just basically kind of walk you through the application process. So a quick thing about the graduation requirements. There are two tiers. We know that all undergrads have to fulfill the public service graduation requirements. And here in CPS, we offer options for both. The first one, tier one, usually students complete tier one within their first 5 semesters, and they do it through service learning courses. And these are courses that are usually level 1,000 to 3,000 that have a public service or should I say a service learning component. Tier two, after students complete their tier one, and most of the time they are in their sophomore standing, you go ahead and you try to complete your tier two. At CPS, we have several options for that. You can take another service learning course. You can do the internship program, the honors thesis, research project, capstone, or participate in international programs. The one that we're going to talk about today is the internship program. But of course, if you have any questions about any of the other offerings that we have, I'll be more than happy to take your information and field it to one of my colleagues who can better answer those questions, being that I focus mainly solely on internships. So the thing is, who can participate in the program? The internship program is usually open to students who are classified as sophomores and up, who have already completed their tier one. We require that you have a 3.0 GPA. However, we understand things may happen, and we are able on a case-by-case basis, able to accept students who have at least a 2.7. The only thing that we ask is that you get a letter of recommendation from faculty or staff who would kind of vouch for you, saying like, hey, I believe they can handle the course load. It's just, this was an extremely hard semester for them, and I do recommend them for the program. We typically have in a year, maybe a little over 500 students who complete the program. And these students complete the program through doing internships with our community partners. Currently, right now, we have, I would say, somewhere around 400 active community partners. So I wouldn't stress too much about finding an internship within our community partners, because we do have a wide range that ranges across almost all of our participating departments. For the summer, students are allowed to intern anywhere in the United States. And it's different in the fall and spring, because we know in the fall and spring, most students are on campus. So we try to have them intern in the New Orleans metro area. But during the summer, you can intern anywhere in the US. And this is one of the areas where the COVID regulations fall in, being that we were not allowed to have as much contact. What we did allow students to do is those internships can either be in person or they can be remote. We would just have to work with you to make sure that it's an eligible organization and we are able to approve you to work with them. Let's see. So, what exactly is an internship? An internship is a form of experiential learning that integrates knowledge and theory learned in the classroom, and you pair that with practice, application, and skill development in a professional setting. There are usually so many questions that we receive as to what internship will actually qualify, or how do I know my internship will qualify? What would make it an eligible internship as to where I can actually get credit for it? Many of our students confuse volunteering with internships. One way that I like to tell my students in order to kind of differentiate between the two, when you're volunteering, it's more on a surface level. Three things that I want you to look at whenever you're thinking about an internship. The first one is reciprocity. It shouldn't be just you giving to the organization. It should be something that's mutually beneficial. The second is learning outcomes. There should be some kind of objectives or goals that you're looking to complete in the process of doing your internship. And the third is contribution. All of our students have to complete a contribution project while they're in their internship. And this is just basically you getting with your internship supervisor and creating something that you can leave with the organization, something tangible that you can leave after you leave your organization or after you finish interning at your organization. The great thing is we have some students after the program have such a great experience that they continue interning past their program. For the program, the type of internships that you should look for unpaid opportunities, usually with nonprofits or government agencies. They need to be community engaged or community focused. We do have the cases where some students inquire about for-profit organizations. And there are some times where on a case-by-case basis, we review and we do allow them to intern with for-profit organizations, but it's a very fine line. They have to be working on an initiative that is pro bono, or where they are working on a project that is actually serving the community. So you can't just intern at a for-profit organization and it be automatically approved. We will have to look through the information and see what your internship will entail before we're able to approve it. So you have this internship, but you're unsure of whether or not it will fall in line with your department for credit or your field of study. We currently have over 30 departments that are working with us now who are participating in the project, in the program. All you will need to do is just let me know what your department of credit is, and I actually work hands-on with you one by one to determine what would be a good fit. We do have some departments that have different requirements, such as you can see beside neuroscience or psychology. as to where it's 70 hours is the minimum commitment that you will have to make. It's not the case for all of the departments. So if you are an econ major or a French major, they offer 1 credit of elective credits, whereas business, history, gender studies, they may offer 3 credits. So it's on a case-by-case basis, but like I said, I do work with each of you one-on-one, hands-on, to kind of help you navigate through those waters, field those questions, and find an appropriate fit for you. So you're interested in the program and you're looking to find an internship, but you have no earthly idea where to start. The one thing that I would say is think about the fields that you're interested in, like what role would you like to play? What kind of organizations would you like to work at? So once you kind of think about those questions, along with where have you volunteered or completed service in the past, one of your greatest assets being in such a large community, with Tulane being such a large organization, is you have an extensive network. Don't be afraid to network and be persistent. Reach out to your friends, reach out to multiple organizations about opportunities, but do not get discouraged if you don't hear back immediately. The reality is we've all been stuck behind computer screens and stuck inside for the past year. And even with classes, most of our things have been done online or via email. So just keeping that in mind, the organizations or people you may have reached out to, they are receiving an overwhelming amount of emails, and it's easy to overlook one. So what I would say is, if you don't hear back from them, follow up with them, but don't be afraid to pick up the phone and place a phone call. Me being a person who's so used to messaging and texting and not talking on the phone, when my phone rings sometimes, is actually a relief. I'm like, wait, this is a real person I'm talking to. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone whenever you're looking for these opportunities to call and inquire about the opportunities they may have. Here at CPS, we do have some resources that can help you. We have a CPS database of our community partners, those 400 community partners that I spoke of earlier. These are people who actually reached out to us to find out whether or not we have students to help them. They're actually looking for you all. So we have compiled them in this super savvy Airtable, and you're able to filter it and basically comb through these organizations, because they give exactly what positions they're looking to fill and along the lines of the kind of things that they are looking for. And to make it even easier for you all, it also has their contact information so that you can reach out to them directly. We have the CPS Internship Fair, which has gone virtual over the past year. And I'll give you a little more information about that in a second. And also on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, we email out the Impact newsletter. And usually there is information regarding it in those newsletters. Being in the Tulane community, Tulane also has resources. You can look at Hire Tulane, check with your faculty and staff, and don't forget about your friends, because many times your friends may have gone through the program, or they may know about organizations through other contexts that they may have. So don't be afraid to use your resources in order to look for these opportunities. The Internship Fair. My first experience at the Internship Fair totally blew my mind, because coming from a smaller college that I worked at previously, I wasn't used to such a large scale of the Internship Fair, but it was such a great event because there were over 100 community partners in so many different fields, and students were able to actually speak and get face-to-face with these organizations who were looking for interns or looking to actually provide other opportunities. So what we did, because we did not want to lose those resources for our students, We created the Airtable, and we contact them each semester for the following semester, like, hey, we still want to get your information out to our students. So we kind of made our internship fair virtual. So you will be able to visit the CPS website in order to see those opportunities. It would be that Airtable that I spoke of that has all of that valuable information as far as contacts and opportunities for internships. So you're interested in a program, you're looking to find an internship, but you still want to know, how do I become a part of the program? What is the application process like? I'll tell you now, it's a really easy application process. I'll still be there to walk you through it. The first thing you'll do is apply for the program. We'll help you finalize your internship. We'll walk you through registration and all of those good things. Just to give you an insight of what it looks like when you're applying, you will apply for the internship program on the cpsis.tulane.edu website. You'll log in using your Tulane username and password, and you don't have to wait until you have an internship before you apply. Go ahead and apply for the program, as we do have preliminary deadlines, and that's just to allow time to make sure that we get everything in order, that you have everything squared away before the start of the semester. For our summer program, the deadline is May 1st. And for the upcoming fall, the deadline is August 1st. But you'll just go in and you will apply at the website. What this does is get your information to us. It's a preliminary form. We get your information, and then you'll receive an email from our office like, hey, we got your application. This is what we need to do next in order to solidify your spot in the program. Once you have applied, the next step is securing that internship and letting us know when you have an internship. When you find your internship, we'll go through the information with you to make sure that it's eligible and everything is squared away. We'll add you to an internship seminar roster, and we'll send you the paperwork that you will need in order to make sure that everything is in line. One of the main pieces of paperwork that I'm referring to is what we call a MOU. That's a Memorandum of Understanding. And we basically do that in best interest of our students. That way we'll have something stating that this organization has agreed to allow you to work with them or intern with them in order to fulfill your academic and your graduation requirements. So once you have applied and you have your internship and we get the paperwork to you, I would suggest that you just, maybe before the start of the semester, make an appointment with your internship supervisor, and your internship supervisor will be the person who will be responsible for overseeing you at your intern site. Just make an appointment with them to go over and sign those forms. You do not have to meet with them in person in order to get those forms signed. This is something that can be emailed to them, or they can do it electronically. So we have our paperwork in order and everything is great. So the next thing that you'll need to do is register for your credit or for your courses that go along with the program. Since we are an application-based program, you will not pre-register for the courses. And we do it in order to protect our students who are participating in the program. One thing that would happen if we allowed you to pre-register is students who are not members of the program are able to go in and register for those classes. And where does it leave you? You may not be able to get into your seminar class. So what we do is we handle registration for you. We will place you into an internship seminar course. And that first week of courses, you will get an email from either me or someone else from CPS letting you know, like, hey, it's time to add these courses to your schedule. And you will get all the information. We'll walk you through it step by step. It's 2 courses that are associated with it. It's the second tier credit course, the service SRVC 4890, which is the internship seminar. And I'll give you the details of that in just a sec. It's a 0 credit course, but this is what fulfills your tier. You'll also be registered for elective credits. And those are the GPA bearing academic credits, such as the 1 credit or the 3 credits, depending upon the department of credit that you're going through. You will be given a letter grade for that course, and it'll reflect your work both in the seminar and from your evaluation from your supervisor. One thing about summer, though, summer is a little different than the normal fall and spring registration. In an effort to help our students and make sure that they don't incur extra costs for the program, students who participate in the summer, they are allowed to defer those credits showing up on their transcript until the fall. So in essence, you will complete everything in the summer, but the classes will not be added until the fall. That way that they can be factored into your normal fall tuition, and you won't have to pay summer school charges in essence. So you do have that option in order to be more cost effective for our students who participate during the summer. So our internship seminars, what are they? We meet weekly during the academic year online, but during the summer, they are online courses only due to the fact that many students may actually go home and you're interning at a site based around your hometown. So all of the internship seminars for the summer do run online. And in these seminars, they are composed of discussion sessions. You'll have professional development workshops. We'll have guest speakers. And at the end, there is maybe like a 6-minute presentation that each student gives, basically just giving an overview of the things that they have experienced or have learned over the semester. And also you get the chance to kind of brag to us about what your contribution project was. Your seminar will correspond to whatever your department of credit is, and you don't have to worry about trying to find which class to get added to your schedule because we will do that for you. The seminar is mandatory, and your instructor will guide you through the semester when it comes to what is expected in a seminar, and if you have any issues, just basically be your guide through that seminar. And I think this will probably be the point where I do my, I hate to say sales pitch, but my little pitch to convince you that this is a great opportunity in order to let you know how great of a program it is. One thing that I really, really love about the internship program is that it allows the students to gain this hands-on experience while they're getting their academic credit and they're completing their public service requirements. And I may be a little biased because I am actually one of the instructors for the seminar course. If you apply and are accepted to the program, you may very well fall into one of my sections of the seminar course. And it's always very exciting to me to see, coming from the beginning to the end of the semester, like how many amazing opportunities that the students are able to experience, like the contacts they make, the things that they're able to be a part of, and to see that spark as to where the first week of class, they're unsure if this is even the field that they want to be in. And then towards the end, they're like, hey, I think this is something that I really want to pursue as my career path. So it's always amazing to see the growth within the students, as well as see them build those connections within their class or throw out these ideas that actually come into fruition after the course. But I don't want to take up too much more time. I do want to have time in order to field your questions. If you have any questions, I'll go to the chat box in just a second, but even if this is something that you choose not to do this summer and you want to look forward to the fall to do it, stay connected with us at CPS. We have the Impact newsletter. We have a Facebook page. We're on Instagram and Twitter. And you can always reach out to either my colleague, Loretta Lambert. She's the program manager. Her information is there. And I'll also put it in the chat box in a second. Or you can email me. I'm available through email and currently right now Zoom until we're able to have those face-to-face meetings. You can use your paid internship if it does meet the other qualifications. The only thing is, for example, if you are required 60 hours of intern hours, you have to log at least 60 hours that are unpaid. So whatever hours you're using for your academic credit, those have to be unpaid if you are currently in a paid internship. And they're allowing you to use it to do your academic requirements. You have to log at least those 60 hours unpaid, and those can count. Any other hours that you do outside of that, get your check, get your money, do whatever you need to do, but we have to have at least that minimal amount that are unpaid. Yes, we do have some departments that are pretty fluid that allow students who are not within that department or in that field of major to complete their internship under them. On the top of my head, I could think of like anthropology, sociology, economics. We would just have to be able to tie whatever your internship is to that department of credit. If you're participating during the summer, you will actually do that during the summer, and they'll just be added to your schedule. There's nothing that you will have to do or attend in the fall. It will just be added to your fall schedule so that you can be charged for it in the fall, as opposed to having to pay extra fees for doing it during the summer. And also in the fall, it's a little different when it comes to registration. We actually have more flexible options for the SRVC course. That way you can kind of look at what schedule you already have for the fall. Like, hey, I can attend this Tuesday section or this Wednesday section or something of that sort. It's like, it's more flexible opportunities as far as the SRVC courses going to fall. It will be the same time each week. It'll be like this set time. That way you don't have to worry about trying to schedule it at different times. It will be that set time at that same time each week. Yes. I would recommend you start with the Airtable resource, or if you have any other ideas about any other place that you want to intern at, and you're wondering if you will be eligible, just like I said, I am pretty much available. Just run it by me, and I will work with you one-on-one in order to try to see a good fit for you. You are allowed to do remote internships during the summer, and it just depends on how things progress through the summer, like whether COVID regulations are still in play during the fall. None of us actually have concrete answers on that right now, but we have been allowing students to do remote internships during the spring and the fall in light of COVID as well. Thank you all for sticking with me today and joining the info session. If you have any other questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me and I will help you the best way that I can.